About 6 weeks ago, I predicted that Bitcoin was going to create the bottom around $75,000. I talked about it on many videos, but those videos didn't get any views. A lot of people were hating, but of course, we saw very obvious signals of massive retail panic. And actually, that marked the bottom. Bitcoin bumped towards the upside, and right now I am seeing something very clearly playing out again for Bitcoin, which is forecasting that most likely the bottom is either already in or is right now already formed. So on today's update video, I will be opening up some more trades. I'm gonna be telling you exactly what I am currently doing. I am currently spotting massive amounts of Bitcoin shorts getting piled up above us right now here. I need to talk about the CME Gap, which we already exactly filled up right here. And of course, the big consolidation phases, the historical patterns that are exactly playing out once again here. But more importantly, the trap on Bitcoin that is just once again exactly repeating, and everyone thinks it is over right now here. But I need to talk about it on today's update video. So a lot to discuss here. Obviously, I'm going to be diving in towards Ethereum and of course the most important charts as well here. So don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So to kick off the video, to talk about the CME Gap, right now already over the course of this weekend, we create obviously a CME Gap, but ever since the Monday started, Bitcoin dumped ever so slightly towards the downside, and now already we have filled up this exact CME futures gap here. So Bitcoin can start to see some more positive price action going in towards next week here. And honestly, I think we're going to get a very exciting week here. Bitcoin is still creating a lower high structure on the top side, a higher low structure on the lower side. So basically, we are in the midst of a new consolidation phase on the Bitcoin price action right now. Of course, I have been talking about the M2 money supply with a 7-week lead here already for the last 2 days here, but this is forecasting that either today or tomorrow or the day after, we're going to create the bottom, or it's already been formed obviously, and that Bitcoin is going to be probably going towards another push higher starting next week here. So this is obviously looking very promising. And of course, while this is all playing out here, we're seeing negative funding rates, which means that the majority of the traders are actually panicking and thinking the market is still going to be dropping lower. And that of course historically means a very good buying opportunity. And at the same time, we are seeing massive amounts of liquidity being piling up above us, and that also obviously gives us a signal we are most likely going to be pushing higher. But going in towards some more important technical analysis is that Bitcoin is right now just in a new consolidation phase, right? We had a massive rally higher, and it's going to be important to see which direction we're going to be breaking towards. If we do, however, break below the upward sloping support line, we also need to break below the horizontal level. And if I see a confirmation of break below both levels, then I think Bitcoin is going to be moving lower, and my next target then is going to be somewhere around the 94 to 92,000 US dollar level. But personally, I really think this is a trap in creation for Bitcoin right now here. I mean, if we're also looking back at the previous cycle, if we're looking back at all these other consolidation phases, everyone in the market is saying right now, oh, we're going to get a similar top like 2021 here, where we create, of course, a double top or rounding top structure. But personally, I don't really think history is going to be exactly repeating like that here. But of course, the big difference, first of all, is that if we're looking at the M2 money supply, it is already starting to show us signals that it is going much, much higher. Also, the year before that, 2017, we saw a blow off top. So it doesn't necessarily has to be the same every single cycle. And usually people are going to be looking at the last cycle and think it's going to be exactly play out like that. But if you do so, you're probably just going to get wrecked here. And right now, I will remain to be bullish on Bitcoin until we break below the EMA ribbon, because if we have a bearish crossover, it is probably going to show us some more bearish price action, just like it has always showcased us. Here also, bearish crossover, we moved lower. Here also, bearish crossover, we moved lower. Then also in the major bear market of 2022, bearish crossover, we moved lower. And of course, exactly on the top as well, bearish crossover, and we moved lower. So this is crucial to understand right now here. As long as we're not flipping below that EMA ribbon, we're going to be holding the support and everything is going to be looking okay here. And for the ones that don't know it anymore here, I have been very bullish on the lower side of here because I thought this was a retail capitulation trap here. And It was not only because I saw it on the chart playing out here. Of course, here you can see it. I discussed it so many times on my videos that, of course, this was one of a generational buying opportunity. If you bought over there, congratulations. No one liked the video, like you can see. No one really was watching because only people are usually watching whenever things are good. But usually whenever the market goes down, the big opportunities align. Because if you did bought over there from of that video, you are up like 43%. And if you use leverage, you made a ton of money already. And like you know, if you watched the video as well, I opened up a long position on Bitcoin, but I closed it at $110,000, locking in more than $20,000 in profit already. So yeah, I have opened up some trades over there, but closed them on $110,000 because that was my take profit target. And of course, right now it does look like a good take profit target in the end, of course. But what I really want to be saying with this chart right now here is that something similar is once again playing out here. I mean, if I dive a little bit deeper in towards the data, you can see a very similar downward sloping trend line, which we're right now once again exactly retesting after the golden cross, which shows us we're probably going to be pushing much higher right now here. We are also right now entering a new expansion phase on the M2 growth, and that ultimately is going to be causing the prices ultimately to push much higher. Then if we're also going to compare gold to Bitcoin, it looks very similar right now towards each other. And of course, gold went absolutely exponential. And if we're going to be looking at one thing compared to gold, we can see something very interesting playing out right now here, because the Bitcoin ETF flows have been going up and the gold ETF flows have been going down here. So is the money rotating right now? It clearly looks like it here. And to be honest, right now we obviously have not seen a big altcoin season, but it's because large investors are the big buyers on Ethereum and Bitcoin right now here, while retail investors have been absolutely sleeping most recently. And we can see it also on the spot Bitcoin ETF. We've got absolutely insane amounts of ETF flows on the ETF flows on the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF in the most recent period in the market. We are hitting new cumulative all-time highs in terms of accumulation. And obviously, that is, of course, a very big thing here. And then earlier today, we also got Meta Planet, we got Meta Planet buying another 1,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, this is of course super bullish, but more and more companies are accumulating Bitcoin, and this is ultimately contributing towards the big scarcity shock we are right now getting from. And that is ultimately helping with the big scarcity shock. Like you can currently see over here, there's a big amount of spot ETF demand here. So as long as the demand stays so high, Bitcoin is probably going to be just pushing much higher. So we're seeing big accumulation coming in from these big companies. And as soon as the sell pressure is going to be running out around this region, like I am not interested to sell my Bitcoin for $100,000. Most people are also not interested in that. And that is why it ultimately is going to be running higher, because this is just a big sell order that we're just clearing right now. And as soon as it is cleared, we're going to be pushing much higher. So I am also opening up trades on altcoins right now here. And like you can see, my ONDO trade, I show you exactly here, is in a slight little loss here. My Ethereum trade is in a slight little loss here. But like I showed you earlier, there's not a lot of retail interest in the market right now here, but I am betting on the fact that that is coming back right now anytime soon here. So I am opening up more and more trades on altcoins right now, because I do believe this is a very big trap in the market which we are creating, and whenever we see the breakout of this trap here, we are going to be absolutely flying towards the upside. So yeah, for the ones that don't know it, and for the ones that have not watched my videos recently, my ultimate take profit target where I will go fully out of the market is either in October or either on $140,000 Bitcoin. Why? Is because the timing is so important for me here, because if you look also at the Bitcoin dominance, it has always bottomed somewhere on that 18th month after the Bitcoin halving. And that has always happened not only on altcoins, but especially on Bitcoin. Maximum 18 months after the Bitcoin halving is where the market latest tops out here. And this is once again exactly what I am predicting, and this is where I am betting very heavily on right now here. So also, if we're looking back at the Bitcoin dominance, you can clearly see always, let's say not on the 18th month here, but like a couple months before is where altcoins perform the best, because that is the end side of the cycle, and that is where the retail usually comes in here. And where the retail comes in, we want to be going out here. So that is exactly what my strategy is right now here. So we've got about like another, maybe what is it, 90 days, maybe 120 days here. It's not going to be a lot here. So I'm betting on a very short period of time here. I'm not going to be holding these trades forever, but this is my exact strategy right now here. And if you want to be copying my trade, make sure to go to the highest link description of today's video, because you can literally get a lower entry price right now if you copy my trade. You can copy my ONDO trade, my Ethereum trade, or if you feel like setting up your own trading bot here, guys, go to the highest link description of today's video to go to Pionex and sign up your account yourself. And upon registration, you will already get a free 30 towards $100 instantly by signing up an account here. So make sure to check it out right now in the link description of today's video. It is extremely valuable at this moment of time here. So we are seeing very interesting things here, but of course the last 2 weeks, a slight little pullback, but that is more than healthy after getting 7 green weeks in a row for the Bitcoin price action. And the hash ribbons, we're also seeing a bullish crossover over there, which means that we're getting more and more mining power added towards the Bitcoin network. And Ethereum is ultimately in a major consolidation phase. And whenever this consolidation phase breaks out, we're probably going to get a very similar move like we got before. And yeah, we're looking at an ascending triangle. If we break, however, this support, this pattern could get invalidated. We are quite weak right now here, but we need to have somewhat of a push higher to, of course, save this pattern right now here. So this was it for me in today's update video. Ethereum and Bitcoin exchange reserves are leaving very, very rapidly. And yes, also, this is a big sign of large accumulation, and of course it's mainly coming from those spot Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF issuers. They're buying up a lot of supply right now here. For example, the BlackRock ETF owns over 3% of all the Bitcoins already. So yeah, and like you can see, they're not stopping buying right now here. So I'm very excited for how this is going to be playing out here. Ultimately, Bitcoin is going to be pushing much, much higher, and I don't want you to get trapped again here. And for the next time, guys, make sure to watch the videos, especially when the market comes down here, because usually those are the best times to be accumulating. And usually those are the best times where the opportunities align here. And whenever Bitcoin is going to be pushing up towards my ultimate take profit target, I'm going to be flipping very bearish. I'm going to be opening up big short positions, and you're probably going to be seeing me making very bearish videos. So make sure to subscribe to the channel as well here, because I do believe this is the final run towards the upside. And we're right now at the last part of the cycle where the last gains of this bull market are made here. So it's going to be a very important time here. You don't want to miss it. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Slap on the like button, and of course hit the bell notification if you don't want to miss out on any future videos. So this is it for me in today's update video. See you guys. Peace out. Goodbye.